So could you kind of describe what you think your emotions are going to be, given all the ups and downs that you guys have had?
Yeah, really right now I'm trying not to think about it because I know when I run out of that tunnel for the last time, it's going to be a pretty emotional thing. But, it's been a great ride, and, I owe everything. I owe who I am to this university and, this program. So it's going to mean a lot to me running out, like I said, my last time. And I know I'm going to be taking it all in, and I'm looking forward to it.
Jack, we hear a lot about Andrew Norwell, especially Urban, but almost weekly he talks about him grading out at a very high level. He did, I think it was at 88% this week. We normally don't look at a guard very often. We don't understand what he's doing so well. What is he doing so well? Why does he grade at a high level?
Yeah, I think first of all, Andrew doesn't get nearly, enough attention for, the job he does, because he makes my life so much easier. And, he week in and week out, he's so consistent. And, I think it's his attitude and his toughness and just the way he approaches the game. And, even in warm-ups, I'll go out there some days, and if I'm even need a little bit of energy, he's the guy that I kind of look to, because he's always got it. And I think consistency would be my word to describe him. And as an offensive lineman, being consistent, I think that's the biggest compliment you can give. And I've said it before, I think he's the best guard there is. And the last couple of years, like I said, he's made my life a lot easier. So
Jack,
I love him for that.
Jack, you guys have the chance to clinch your first ever appearance in the Big Ten title game this weekend. Is that something that's kind of hanging out there as a goal heading into this weekend?
I think we're looking at it right now as just beating Indiana. We're kind of done looking forward, and we're just going to handle our business. Obviously, we have our goals, and, since the beginning of the season, we said we want to compete for championships in November. So I think we can do that, like you said, by handling our business this weekend, and, we'll let the chips fall where they may.
How much has that mentality been the focus for you guys? I mean, Coach Meyer said after the game that you guys looked distracted, even he, by all the national stuff. How much has there been a concerted effort among the players, among the coaches, to just worry about the very thing in front of you guys?
I think there's a big focus on that, especially now that we're winding down, and I think things are getting kind of real for us, and we have our eyes on something, but we don't want to do a lot of talking about it. And I think that's what Coach Meyer was referring to, is that we just have to take it day by day. And I always say, when you start missing the details and letting little things slip, that's when you lose a game. So, like I said, we're just going to approach it day by day and go through the daily grind and try to get better as an offense and defense, and improve special teams also.
I wanted to ask you two things about Carlos, the way he's running the football. Biggest game he's had the other day. Just your recollection of what he did Saturday that was special. The other thing I wanted to ask you was, a lot of the times he'll run into the back of an offensive lineman, pushing the offensive lineman forward. Can you recall a time when he's run into your back or run into your legs or whatever? Because it seems like, as fun as it might be to try to tackle him, it might be less fun to get hit by him without seeing him.
Yeah, in 2011 at the Nebraska game, I was playing right guard, and I pulled around on a power play, and he ran right in the back of me and broke two of my ribs. So I ended up playing the rest of that season with broken ribs. But I know what it feels like to get hit by Carlos Hyde, and obviously he runs with a vengeance and with a lot of passion, and we love blocking for a guy like that. And he's got great vision, and the great thing about him is he never really gets brought down by the first guy, and we love him for that. And he's a great back to block for.
Can you hear him? Like, there's certain running backs that, like, they almost make a noise, or like they're angry, running angry, or running with an intense nature. Is there anything about his style that you can tell he's running a football?
I don't know if you can hear him, because there's 5 fat guys right there making a lot of noises too. So, but yeah, he does. Like I said, he runs angry and he runs with a lot of passion, and I think that's one thing that makes him so good. And when that goes with great vision, it's a special thing, and I think that's what we're seeing right now.
How many sacks have you given up this year?
I don't know. I don't know if Coach Warner's coming out here, but I'll let him answer that. I don't know how many he's going to credit me with. I'll say 0, but I don't know what the official tally is.
Would there be a sneaky one that he could drop on you? That
he might just to take me down a peg. He might throw a couple on it. I don't know officially. I think of it more as an offensive line, and sometimes sacks aren't an individual thing. There's bigger stuff going on as far as blitzes and twists and stuff that you have to work together as a unit to take care of, and it doesn't always fall on one guy. So it's a collective effort.
How do you grade yourself on how you've played this year, though? Are you happy with the season you've had personally?
I think I'm happy. I don't want to talk about myself. I like talking about my teammates a lot more. But as a unit, as an offensive line, I think we've done a good job. And as far as numbers go, I think we're right where we want to be. But we know that we can keep getting better. And like I said earlier, there's yards that we've left out there that we can still, do things better. So. I'm happy with the offensive line right now. That's not to say that we're going to be complacent, and it almost makes us work harder when we're doing well. So we're just going to keep moving forward.
Has there been a shift in mentality around? It seems like there's been a bona fide shift. I mean, you want to talk about your teammates, and Coach Myers made this sort of a shift in not talking about the national picture at all. And you guys are on this week-to-week basis. Was last week, I don't want to say scared you guys, but was it a wake-up call?
The game specific.
Yeah.
I think it showed us that we can't just coast, and if we get up or get a big lead, that we can't take our foot off the pedal, because these teams are all Big Ten football teams, and they all have good scholarship athletes also. So I think it just kind of showed us that once we get our foot on the pedal, we got to keep it there, and we can't let teams back into games. And that's a credit to Illinois, and Nathan Shieldhouse did a great job, and my old teammate Tim Kennard had a great game, and so I don't want to take anything away from them. They played a great game, but I think it's on us to make sure that once we get up and get a good lead on people, that we can keep it.
Every class seems to have its own personality. How would you describe the personality of this senior class?
I think we're just a really close-knit group of guys. Passionate, I would say. Really, really caring. There's some I haven't seen. I don't know if it's just because I'm a senior, but I think I can, I have a better vision and feel for the whole team now, and it seems like these guys care a lot. And I've seen guys change over the past few years and really become selfless people, and that's something that I think is really special. Seeing guys transform from me guys into team guys. So I think that's something that's great that's happened around here, especially with guys in the senior class and taking ownership of the program.
How did your class or this team as a whole change in the 2 years since Coach Meyer and the coaching staff has taken over? Have you felt your class make any kind of drastic change?
I think we did a lot of growing up as far as maturity goes, and I think when Coach Meyer got here, we realized that we were kind of we were the older guys now, and we had to assume some responsibility and not just take a back seat and watch other guys do it. And that's kind of what I mentioned before is guys taking ownership, and that was really cool to see. And Coach Meyer put a lot of pressure on us to do that, and we accepted that, and that's when I started to see guys thrive. So it's been a lot of fun, and it's been a great journey, and I love the senior class.
I know it'll be an emotional day for every senior. What do you think it'll be like for Christian Bryant going out there with the injury he's had, walking out for the last time?
I couldn't even begin to understand the feelings that he probably has, just because he's such a competitor. I know he wants to be out there with us, but he's had such a great attitude, and even though he hasn't been around physically on the football field, he's there mentally for us every day and helping young guys and bringing a great attitude around the facility. So I can't speak for him, but it's going to be emotional. It's going to be emotional for all of us, knowing that he wants to be out there with us and he can't. So we appreciate him and we love him, and I know we'll be thinking about him.
Jack,
You had a
I know
play
you
Saturday where you drove a guy maybe 5-6 yards down the field. I forget the number of those players, kind of just pancaking to the turf. Is that every offensive lineman's dream? Your eyes kind of lit up right there.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It was a good one. I think I maybe caught a guy with his eyes in the backfield or something. When you got Carlos Hyde back there, I don't blame him. You want to keep your eyes on a guy like that. So I think I just got lucky on that one. They had a lot of good players on defense. Physically, they were big, tough guys, and they were talented. So I think I got away with one right there.
Why do you love the turtle so much?
I think it's one of those old trophies. I think it's the only one we play for. So it just kind of embodies the spirit of Big Ten football. I think you got the jug and the Paul Bunyan axe or whatever, and ours is the Illibuck, and that's the only one we play for. So I have fun with it, and it was a hard-fought game, and I was just really excited after the win.
You seem to be you're the guy who always has wound up with it though in your career in that game. Are you the official like turtle wrangler?
Well, last year, I ended up next to the lady that was holding it, and I snatched it, and then this year it kind of came to me. I wasn't expecting it. I think Corey was the one that brought it over to me. So, what are you gonna win in Rome, right? So I had some fun with it. It ended up for some pretty cool photo opportunities. People didn't let me forget that. So I've been getting texts all week from me screaming with the Illibuck. So it was a lot of fun, and I'm gonna miss playing for that trophy.